It's been decades. We've been supporting triathletes through daunting endeavors in the most grueling of conditions. With you on fatigue-filled training sessions and exhilarating race days. We remain consistent. Our craft unwavering. We're here to watch you improve and to conquer. Our heritage lives on. Welcome to the Ohana.
What's up, everybody? We're back 2 o'clock, back in our old slot. I'm a little fired up on the old slot. I don't know if the 9:30 was working. What's the date today? February 7th. Welcome, everyone. Mark here from Zoot. Happy to be here. I'm glad that you're joining us. If you guys are wondering, it's a rainy, drizzly day in Southern California, so no lunch ride today. Luckily, I got my old ass up early and did a little workout before the kids woke up. We do what you got to do. All right, everyone that's watching this currently, there's not that many of you on, but more people will come. And for those of you watching later, check your inbox. It came from Team Zoot at zootsports.com. Yeah, we have a new partner announcement today, Rythm Health. And I'm going to get into it. I'll tell you the story. We'll go over some stuff. We have 3 guests today, not just one. We have 3 guests today. We have if you guys could guess who this is, if you read the description, kudos to you. We have a world champion on here, a guy who, I don't know, we could ask him if there's a world champion in his future. I'm looking at him right now, and it looks like he's ready to start the Fire Academy. We'll get into that later. And then we have a dude who's also a triathlete, businessman, and founder of Rythm, and he's a super knowledgeable guy. So I'm super stoked to bring these guys on. We'll talk about it. First, if you guys have noticed, your Team Zoot stuff, it's delivered from the port. It's actually it's landed. So it's in town. I don't know if anyone knows some Teamsters. You guys got any mob connections that could get that stuff to our office a little quicker? We'll start shipping it. It's like into the ether with, I don't know, the supply chain stuff, but we will start shipping it soon. You guys will get it. Shortly after that, we will launch. We're going to give our warehouse some time. I've been wearing these every week. Like I've been saying, it's the same blanks we're using for our lifestyle stuff. This is like the Terry, super lightweight cotton. Mark's wearing it. We also have new socks coming out. These are like a flashback to the old colorway we had. There's some other new Team Zoot socks, which are pretty cool. And then these ones, got pink for the ladies or the dudes. I don't care. But these are the new Pacer sock that we're coming out with. They just got in stock, and so we'll send an email out next week. But it's like more of like it's a performance sock that you can wear casually. So it's kind of cool. We're getting some requests, and we don't want to look like tri-nerds all the time. Maybe just some of the time. So this thing is, we're trying to keep up with the style. So, all right, let's bring these guys on. All right. First, we got Mr. Robbie Wade from Rythm Health. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thanks for joining us. And I'm going to bring on Miss McKeely Jones. Welcome. Happy afternoon, MJ. How are you?
I am doing great. Thanks, Mark. Hi, Robbie.
Hey, McKeely. How you doing?
Good, good, good.
And then we have two marks on one live. Mark Dubreck.
Let's go. What's up, everyone? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining on. You're sitting in a backyard, it looks like.
Yeah, don't want to make anyone jealous. Mount Lemmon is right here. Taking the meeting outside.
There you go. Before we get into this, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Like, what's up with the stash, bro? Like, dude,
getting there.
You've been growing that for like at least 4 months. Let's be honest. Come on, break it to us.
The week before the Real Tri Squad camp.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
it's not too bad. A month. That's not bad.
From here, it's filling in nicely. So
I took a shower so it would look darker.
Okay. I don't want to see what it looks like up close, but you're looking handsome as always, my friend. for those of you guys who don't know, Mark Drubick, professional triathlete on the Zoot Sports team. He's also part of the Real Tri Squad with Jackson Laundry and all those other Kate Curran and all those other. You guys have
Nick
a sweet
Chase.
team going on. Yeah, can't forget about Nick, which is pretty cool. He's joining us from Arizona. We got McKeely Jones, 2006 Ironman world champion. Olympic silver medalist. And if you guys ever get an email from MJ, she's got a very long list of accolades in her email signature. So, but the two ones that
are you saying I should list more? I should list all of them? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I need to add?
I'm telling you, need the bangers of the email are the world championship and the silver medal. Those are like, you don't need to say anymore, but if you guys don't know this, I think this stat still holds up. I looked at it maybe a couple of years ago, but you are the winningest triathlete in the winningest female triathlete in pro sports history. Is that still standing? Did you get knocked out or what?
I can't name anyone that could knock me out off that title. So keep trying.
Keep trying. And if you guys don't know, MJ is now, she still shows up to races, and then she just hope that you're not in her age group. I know, like some people,
55 plus. Come on.
Yeah, like some people are like, oh, she was an ex-world champion pro. I got to race with her in my age group. But like, what is she gonna race as a pro still? Like, come on, And anyway,
exactly.
you're still crushing it. I see her every once in a while. But, we got two really fast swimmers, which is pretty cool. Mark and MJ and runners and bikers too. Let's not forget about that. But Robbie is the man of the hour because
definitely not a fast swimmer. I'm okay swimmer, but not compared to these guys.
What did you swim in Kona last year?
Not a good swim. That was one of my worst swims. Probably like a 1:0. I can't remember actually. Probably 1:05 or something. Nothing special. Yeah.
That's pretty good non-wetsuit. I mean, you beat Mark Dubrick. I mean, you beat his swim. Bro, we got to see Mark in Kona pretty soon. I hope he has those aspirations too, because there is something special about the Ironman distance. All the other distances are cool and legit, but like, I mean, it's like the Stanley Cup, right? Like that's the only thing that really matters, And that's why you should just have that in bold on your email signature. Anyway, okay, Rythm Health, guys. If you give me a, I'm not even looking at the comments yet, but check out your email. We sent it today. So Robbie, tell us a little bit about. Well, actually, before you tell us what Rythm is, we were approached by Rythm through MJ in Kona. It was really interesting. Robbie had a booth set up. They were doing actually blood draws in Kona and doing some sending it out, doing some like super fast testing, which was really cool. And McKeely's like, hey, Mark, you got to meet Robbie. I think it would be a good partner for Team Zoot because they're doing some really cool stuff. And I told Robbie this, and at first I was like, I don't know. Like we tried this kind of before, we tried it with Inside Tracker, which was a great business, but it was like, I voiced my concerns. It was really expensive. And like you guys are all like me, like, except for Mark, because I don't know what Mark's doing, but like we're super time pressed. So like going out and getting a blood draw is like it's right up there with pulling teeth. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I don't want to do that stuff. And then the price was crazy, right? And so most people just ended up not doing it. It was really cool because it gave you more stuff than your regular checkups and your doctors. But then Robbie and I sat down with Robbie and we talked about it, and I've used it now twice, and it's super cost effective. It's affordable. It's really easy and convenient, which is like the top. I'd probably pay more, Robbie, just because of the convenience. It's so easy. And then, it's a cool thing is it's a service that is designed for healthy people, to kind of make you better, as opposed to like, hey, I have something wrong with me. What do we do? So Robbie, tell us about Rythm. Sorry, I talked way too much. I apologize. I'll hand it over to you. Talk to us about Rythm, what you guys are doing, and how it helps athletes.
I was just thinking I was going to hire you. You almost did the job better than I did. So appreciate that. Appreciate that start. And just before I do get started, I just wanted to say thanks for the engagement. The Zoot community is pretty fast. Mark sent out the email today, and you guys have been bombarding our inboxes and whatnot. So super happy about that. An engaged community is a good community. There's a lot of people that have big communities that have no engagement. There's almost no point having it. So you guys got something real here, which is really cool. I'm going to do something weird to start off with as I'm explaining the product. I'm going to do the test as well, just so you guys can actually see how easy
right
it
now
is. Yeah.
Let's go.
I think it's an easy way to do it. So basically, like, just don't get too distracted by me, but essentially we use one of these little devices. I'll explain why we do that and what that is in a second. But basically what you do is it fills up a small vial of blood and then you ship it back. Now, where the idea came from, like what Mark said, was it's very difficult going to the lab. It's a lot of work. A lot of these like blood tests and stuff like that are, $500. It's okay. You go and do it once, you get a bunch of results back, and then you don't really know if you're improving or not because you don't have another $500 to spend to go back and check if the vitamin worked or whatever. A lot of, say, female athletes have low iron during the season. There's a lot of people with vitamin D deficiencies. And so that's one piece of it. And then, by the way, this is a little heat pack that we have. So I'm just going to heat up my arm, which brings the blood to the surface. That's one piece of it. The other piece is a lot of these blood test companies, as Mark said, it's not, I will correct him a little bit, but he wasn't wrong in the sense that it's not just for healthy people. Everybody can technically use it. But the thing is, it's not centered around checking whether we're not really focused on chronic disease and all of those sort of things. Like, yes, you can check your cholesterol and whatnot, but it's much more tailored around day-to-day performance. So in triathlon, that's making sure you've got, the right amount of energy, you're recovering properly, your performance is good. And the way that we do that is by tracking your, as I mentioned before, like you've got your iron, your vitamin D, your thyroid markers, your testosterone, your estrogen. So all these things really matter for performance. Like testosterone's actually a recovery hormone for the most part. And so if your testosterone's low because of bad sleep, that could be leading to injuries and a variety of things. So it really makes these sort of health metrics tangible for you. And the best part about testing them month to month is that you basically get to learn like how testosterone works and what influences it and how vitamin D can impact your testosterone. And you're going to start to learn about each of these biomarkers. So what I'm going to do just quickly is there's a little red button here. You'll basically see I'm just going to push this all the way down until I hear a click. And you can see like there's no sort of squinting or anything like that. It's completely painless.
That's the blood. That's the blood draw, everyone. So that's like how easy it is. And are you flexing? Second question.
Yeah. So it's okay. That's just to get the blood out. No, I'm joking. You don't need to flex. So I can share my screen in a second, but I will just finish up in terms of what I was saying. We test month to month. A lot of questions that came in on the Team Zoot side of things was, do I have to test month to month? The reality is no, you don't need to test month to month. It's kind of like, do you need to track your sleep every night? Do you need to track every workout? No, you don't. But if you do, you're going to be able to dial in your performance in a much better way than somebody who doesn't. I will also say that we pride ourselves in terms of having what we call like a flexible subscription. So we send you a text message 2 or 3 days before you get charged. You can skip a month at any time. What most people do is they test. They get, like, most people do ask us, can I just do once every 3 months? But you'll find that it's actually better to test for 3 or 4 months in a row, take 1 or 2 months off, test 3 or 4 months in a row, because you can actually dial something in and then, leave it for a couple of months and check back again, because your sort of biomarkers are going to change seasonally and whatnot. It's actually a much more effective strategy than, say, testing once every 3 months, because it's such a long period of time. That's almost like a half a season in between tests. There's a lot that actually changes in that period. So, but again, if you guys do, whatever reason you can't do it this month or you're traveling, you have full flexibility over, you can bring it forward. If you've got a race coming up, it's good to check if your taper has worked and your inflammation's come down. We do track your inflammation. And then if you're traveling, you can also push it back. Or if, you just want to break, you can push it back as well. So I will pause there. I can also share my screen in terms of showing the dashboard and whatnot, but was there anything you wanted to touch on there, Mark?
No, I mean, not really. I think you hit it all. And really, guys, this is just a platform to help with your training, right? You have a cool bike. I don't know if you guys saw my reel I just posted, but I just built my bike. What? You could do all the training you have, but if you're missing something, and Robbie pointed out a really good point, and I think like a cost associated to this is actually a benefit and going to save everyone money in the long run, because like I'm 47 years old, I could only imagine how much money I've literally pissed away at like vitamins or, like who knows, right? So like, what if I'm taking some crap vitamin that I think is giving me, B12 and it's not doing anything, right? Like, how do I know unless I'm checking that stuff on a regular basis? And those things are super expensive. Yeah, MJ.
So I used it also in my prep for 70.3 age group world champs in Topor this past season. And the way we did it, we did the test so we could see if there was anything that we could influence between that point of time into the race, because this is all about performance, because I want to optimize my performance. And the other thing I had a couple of my athletes do is they did it as well. And then about 10 days out, we retested. So then we could then go back through and look at the data and see if what we needed to do for the taper, if we did we have a more inflammation response, or we didn't, or we were right on track. And we can manipulate then a little bit of the training load to make sure that you're at your optimal level. But I mean, everyone talks about watt savings, super shoes, aerodynamics, but this is such an easy piece to the puzzle, because you get your numbers. Robbie will go through a nice consultation with you, and it's focusing on performance. And when you get a normal blood test, it's just looking at the numbers compared to the normal population. This is helping you performance. They're looking at the performance relationship, and Robbie's not going to push like a bunch of vitamins on you. He's going to think about what's the best way with whole foods, like real food, that we can do to adjust the number. Yes, sometimes we also need to get that enhancement through multivitamins, et cetera, et cetera. But like even today, I was talking to one of my athletes, and she was surprised that she was had a deficiency in vitamin D. And it's such a common thing amongst endurance athletes. So this test is going to pick that up straight away as well. So that's not only going to help with your calcium absorption, but it's also going to limit the risk to any, issues that you may have skeletal.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Nick, he's one of our team captains. How long does it take from draw until you see the numbers? It's really fast, Nick. Usually, what's the time span?
About a week.
Guys?
We were just having a conversation today with the lab where we're working to get it down to 2 to 3 days. So 7 days is kind of our commitment at the moment. If it ever takes more than 7 days, let me know and I'll give you money back for that month. Our kind of we do try to make a commitment for a 7-day period from when you ship it. So once it arrives at the lab, it's 7 days tops to get your results back. I did just want to say touch on one thing that McKeely said that I think is really important. It's by the way, it's all done. You can sort of see the little vial of blood. It's pretty simple. The thing with vitamin D as well, with a lot of athletes, they say, I spend a lot of time outside, but compared to evolutionarily, we don't really. You might spend 2 hours outside is a kind of a long period of time, and then maybe like on the weekend it's a longer thing, but then you're spending 8 to 9 hours. Most of us are working behind computers these days. If you have the luxury of working outside, then you probably don't have an issue. But if you work behind a computer indoors for most of your day, there's a high probability that you do have a vitamin D deficiency. That impacts your cholesterol profile. It impacts metabolic health. It can impact testosterone. It can be a wide variety on that side as well. And Mark, before I share the before I share the dashboard, did you have anything you wanted to comment on your experience?
Yeah, we got to clarify. Mark spelt the right way. But I just did my 3rd or 4th test yesterday. And like Mark Goddard said, it's just convenient and so easy to do. Woke up, rolled out of bed, down, let the dogs out while I'm doing the test. So
wait, who let the dogs out?
What did you say?
I said, who let the dogs out? Look, he's too young to know that reference, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I feel like I understand it, but yeah, just easy, and just didn't even have to change my morning routine, which I think is awesome and hits home for me. Not that I, work behind a desk job, but
yeah.
still nice to not mess up a morning routine. 9 a.m. swim. I was done with the blood test and having my breakfast within 10 minutes of doing the fasted test.
Yeah. Yep. And that's, I want to tell everyone, like, this is, okay, you sign up for it. It's super easy. Okay, you sign up for it. Robbie personally sends you, I'm assuming, Robbie does everything. Robbie sends you he sends you a kit, and it comes with a card that you could scan where basically it's a video, or you could read it, but it's a video of like how to do the test, how to clean your arm, and everything comes in there. You lay it out. It's in and there's a self-addressed return overnight shipping label in the package.
Yeah,
you do the test, drop it off, and it's good to go. You don't
actually have to even drop it off. Some people don't know this or use it enough, but we actually have an Uber service as well, so you can just text us and an Uber driver will come to your house and take it to FedEx. That's an underutilized feature on the platform. Honestly, it's amazing. So I encourage you all to use it. You don't even have to go to FedEx. So
no, I want you guys to like run to FedEx or something.
You can do that.
We're getting too lazy. We're like, no, I hit the buy now. Was that one comedian? I hit the buy now. I want it in my hand now. Where's my thing?
We need more time to train, Mark. That's all. It's not lazy. We just need to invest more time into training. I'm going to share my screen just quickly to give everyone a visual.
Absolutely. Do I need to?
It should be okay. It looks like
okay.
It's working.
Yep.
We should be good.
Hold on. Tell me when you're supposed to be sharing it.
Okay, I think I am now. Yeah. Okay, so you can see here. You've got this is what your dashboard would look like. We give you a biological age. You've got a rhythm score. We break everything down into categories for you. We should have the AI released in the next probably month or so. We're working pretty hard on that. That means you'll actually be able to ask a lot more personalized questions about your biomarkers and give it much more personal context. In terms of the results, we display them out. We test a whole range of biomarkers, as I mentioned, from cholesterol to your hormones to your thyroid, and then all the way through to sort of metabolic markers as well. If I go into, let's just do total testosterone, for example, basically what happens is you have like a blue section. That's the goal, is to get into the optimal zone. We give you a 3, 6, and 12-month baseline. So after you've done 3, 6, or 12 collections, we average those out because we've noticed some really interesting things, say in the case of LDL cholesterol. Many people's cholesterol goes up by 20 to 30% in winter. But if you average it out over a 6 to 12-month period, you actually have a very normal cholesterol profile. So it actually helps you understand where you're actually at from a health standpoint, because you can have random outlier events. And so we really focus on those trends to actually understand how serious or how much you do need to work on that. When you do go into each biomarker, you can scroll down. You've got, how you can improve. We've got supplement recommendations. We've got tools that we sort of recommend that you use. You've got additional tests that you can do to dive a little bit deeper. So we do test the same biomarkers every month at this stage. But the main reason is we take sort of a Pareto principle approach. So we test the 20% of biomarkers that we believe give 80% of the signal. And then if you have a thyroid issue or an iron issue or whatever it might be, and you want to dive deeper and find out what's going on, you can do some of these additional tests. Now, with the supplement marketplace, it's not about just selling supplements. We also want to be able to provide you guys discounts to a whole range of different products that you use. So I'm sure Team Zoot has access to a whole range of different products, but we also provide a lot of discounts for you on some top tier supplements and fuel. So we just did a partnership with Raw Nutrition. We've got partnerships with Precision Hydration. So it's not just, vitamin D supplements. We're also going to have athlete fuel and athlete products. Couple of meal plan companies we're in conversation with at the moment as well. So we can actually offer you the nutrition side of the equation and fuel side of the equation at a discounted rate. The other thing with it is you can also filter the supplements by your biomarker and what status they're in at the moment. So if you want to know, what's going to fix your heart health or, what's going to improve your LDL cholesterol, you can just click that and the marketplace will sort of filter based on those biomarkers. And that's the current status that they're at. And then you can click on anything and see what status that biomarker currently is in and what biomarkers it actually benefits. And that's the same with the additional tests as well. So you can click here and you want to, go deeper in your LDL cholesterol. You just filter that and then you could go and do a comprehensive cholesterol test or whatever it might be and dive a little bit deeper there as well. You can book a results call with us at any time. It's free of charge, as McKeely mentioned. And then we can help you understand how to improve those biomarkers. Once you sort of have one or two calls or whatnot, you start to understand. It's like when you have your watch and you figure out what's happening with your sleep and what HRV is and all those sort of things. Us triathletes, we're nerds. We pick this stuff up pretty quickly. So I'm sure once you guys get an understanding of each of the biomarkers, you sort of fall in love with optimizing those. And the blue, we all us triathletes like colors, like, Training Peaks and whatnot. Just like you want to get to the green, you want to get to the blue, and just chase those colors, and that'll help you get to the performance level that you want to go for. But yeah, like in terms of the product, I will say we do have a money back guarantee. So if you do sign up and you're not happy, we will give your money back. There's no lock-in, so it is.
Wait, how are you not happy? It's your own body. Like it's just
exactly. But you never know. Like some people, for whatever reason.
I get it.
Yeah.
I just had to call that out. You guys.
I appreciate you saying that. But,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So to answer that question on the bottom, sorry, we do have FSA and HSA. We are eligible, so you can either use the card that you have at checkout, and it will just charge that card, or you can use the itemized receipt and claim it retrospectively. If you get denied for any reason, just reach out to our customer service team and we'll fix it up for you.
Yeah, I wanted to touch back on the supplements thing, which was kind of cool. Robbie told me about this, and because I'm actually a big fan of. I was telling Robbie I'm a big fan of the pillar stuff, and just because I think it tastes good, and the guys are cool that own it, and I think it's a really cool product, and it helps me drink more before bed and all that good stuff. And the issue is they don't have U.S. distribution, and we had to buy it through the feed, which this is what it is too. But Robbie's a better partnership manager than I am, I guess, because he got a standing discount where the feed was going to only offer Team Zoot sorry, Mark, I'm not bashing the feed, but they're going to offer like the same discount as like signing up for the newsletter. I was like, come on.
It's an Australian thing. It's just because Damien's based in Australia, and so we had to speak Australian to each other to get it across the line. You should have got McKeely to help. She probably could have helped you communicate with Damien. It would have been okay.
Yeah, it was a feed anyway. We don't have to now. We get it through this. We get the discount through this, which is kind of cool.
That's right.
And I really like the thing where it lines up what you're deficient in and brings up recommendations, which is, because we're all kind of dumb, right? People think that we're super smart, but like, let's really leave it to the experts, right? Like you guys are the experts. It's the proof's in the pudding. It's like, yeah, you could do it by yourself, but like, you don't know unless you know.
And the long-term goal is to expand the like we're going to have health products as well. We're working with Therabody for like the, Theraguns and stuff like that. So if there is any interesting products that you guys like or want us to try to get discounts for and whatnot, we will do that. We don't need to make money off these products, so we can generally offer bigger discounts on all of the fuel and all those sort of things. So if there's anything you're interested in, just let us know and we'll try to make that available for you over time if there's any particular products.
Could you get Team Zoot a standing discount of at least 25% off Whole Foods? Like if like we and we get like
try.
That's the one we need. Okay, that's the one we need.
Leave it with me. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, sorry, Mark,
go ahead. You're in.
Okay. We also, just for Team Zoot, have a just by the way, unfortunately for now, it's only available in the US. So I just wanted to make that clear because I know Team Zoot is global in a way. But we do plan on expanding. We also have the competition that's at the bottom of the email. There's a link there where you can win a year's free testing. So feel free to sign up for that. Someone did ask, do you have to continue after the year free? No, you don't. You can, again, it's the same with everyone. You can cancel at any time. I don't really believe in locking people in. It's your body, it's your life, it's your adventure. That we want to make that sort of as flexible as possible. Great. Was there any questions that anybody had for us in terms of for me or Mark or McKeely? And I just want to thank Mark and McKeely for both joining. They've been great supporters, and obviously Mark, thanks for putting this on and getting Team Zoot involved. It's been awesome working with the three of you. So I just wanted to touch on that before I forget. It was just top of mind.
Yeah, no, you could stop for a month and just eat Doritos on the couch and then redo it. I don't know. Speaking of that, you guys have any questions, ask them now. And then what I always do, Robbie, is if you have just on the same link, on the Team Zoot Facebook page, people that are watching this at a later time might have a question. So we'll try to look at those comments going through.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Always. So one of the things that I always sell this to my athletes is like, I have a big thing about free speed. And to me, this is like free speed. It's like, it's such an easy way to really see what's happening on the inside. And, that opportunity in a very economical way that's relatable to the sport that we do, endurance, that's free speed. So, I mean, even if you sign up for one draw, I mean, you're going to get a lot out of it, but regular draws are going to have a bigger impact on your performance. And I love the fact that Robbie's all about, do what you want to do what you need to do, but have a conversation with your coach, see how they can implement the results that's going to come through, so that then your training can then be arranged about, like, if you are doing it monthly, you can really get a good idea of what that load every 4 weeks, what that load is doing to the inside, not just what you're feeling from that muscular fatigue, that skeletal fatigue. So yeah, it's free speed.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. No, I think that's a great point, McKeely. And I would say the other thing that we have a commitment to doing over time is driving the price down as much as possible. So, I would also watch this space on that side. Our goal is to make frequent testing as easy as possible. We're introducing other methodologies, like we'll be doing urine testing and saliva testing and whatnot, so we can give you more insight into different biomarkers. But yeah, if you do have any questions, we'll always help you out, and so feel free to reach out. We love hearing from you as well.
Yeah, and do what I learned this a few years ago. Just do whatever MJ says. I just like, yeah, this is a compliment, MJ. Like, MJ has a way. I will tell the story where I diverted from a team bike ride at a camp that McKeely was doing some years ago, and the verbal lashing I got. I'll just leave it at that.
To my defense, like, I didn't know where you guys were, and I'm like, I feel responsible, and like, you disappear with some of the athletes. I'm like, oh my goodness, what has happened?
Do what McKeely says. If you ever see her coaching on the pool deck too, oh man. So just do what she says. I want to take it back to Mark, because we don't often get a chance to talk to the Shark as much as we probably should. But I want to do a quick catch up with you, Mark, where you're at right now in the season and how you're using this to build your base before your first race, which I don't even think I have. I don't think I have your first race. And I haven't seen your suit come in. Some of your fellow RTS members, we just sent this one out.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the new kits.
It looks pretty
I thought
sweet.
I finalized it with you, but still
maybe
some time before the first triathlon. I'll start with Oceanside. So
okay, cool.
Right, your neck of the woods. Hopefully see you there, and then St. George, also a Zoot race. And then I'll be taking on my first full at Lake Placid.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
All right. So how are you right now? Where's your I know you're listen, you pro triathletes and you're like, well, I took an off season for a weekend. But like where are you right now for your training, and how do you use this, and how does it factor into switching it up a little bit, like Robbie?
It's glitching a little bit, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking over you right. It's probably my Wi-Fi. But so Robbie came up to me when I was at Kona at the venue, and we tested first there and realized I had low ferritin, low iron. So that's where the first big kind of introduction to Rythm. So since and obviously that's a huge factor in building my running, like especially living at altitude. I do Tucson and Boulder, so that's a big factor for me. And then I was not sleeping well for a while, I think right before one of the tests, so that was pretty interesting to see what that did to some of the markers. And then just classic overtraining. So right now pushing the volume a lot, so I'm curious to see what this next test will say. Getting back into full-on training, probably like 20, 23, 24 hours last week. And then was able to do the test. So we'll see like I did it yesterday, which was Thursday. So that came off, some big intensity days.
Yeah, that's good. Does Robbie tell you to eat more beans? Like, I feel like that's like the thing that most people don't eat enough. It's like, no, you should eat more beans. You know, is that a key thing for you? Like, what's a besides pancakes? What's a shark diet like these days? You know, look, he's got nice weather in Tucson, but they don't have internet there.
I'm really sorry. It's never been this bad.
That's all right. You don't need to apologize, dude. We're not winning any Grammys here.
But when you do start testing with Rythm, that's what helped grow this awesome mustache. Just saying.
Mark's single, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
I know this also helps me stay focused on triathlon.
There you go.
I think the service is getting caught in your mustache. It's doing like the opposite of the antenna. It's like it's blocking the signal.
Yeah.
It's also a built-in drag suit.
Yeah, for sure. That's interesting.
I'm going to slow you down, Mark. There's no watch savings in that mustache right now.
Definitely no free
watch
speed.
Savings.
No free speed. Definitely.
I mean, it does make you look older, which is,
How old do you think I am, Mark?
Dude, I wanted to compare some of our tests to see what a dude in his 20s. You're still in your 20s, right? Are you still in your 20s?
No.
32.
Also happened right when I'm 30. This thing popped up.
Okay, you're 30 years old.
I'm really sorry about the Wi-Fi. Let me see if I can go inside and make this better.
How old is he, MJ? 30?
Yes.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you could grow any hair on your upper lip. That's good.
Mark asked Robbie when he got my first lot of results in what he said.
Was it? Yeah. What did you say? Was it good or bad, Robbie?
She was one of the best ever. Like world champion results. I think she actually has the highest Rythm score out of anybody. Yeah.
Really?
I can't usually share that information, but only because she asked. But who's competing, right?
I am competing. So I just took my second test yesterday too, and sent it in. So when I get my Rythm score, we will compete and see who has a better Rythm score.
McKinley was almost perfect. I've never seen it before. Somebody like she's got all the free speed. There's almost no drag.
She is perfect, everybody, in every
Yeah.
way. You don't know McKeely until you know her.
I'll Venmo
I mean,
you,
what?
Robbie. I'll Venmo you later.
Yeah, that's fine. Referral fee for all the people that sign up for coaching. No, but no, seriously, like it's a testament to how much McKeely has focused on her fitness, her recovery, like the supplements she takes, her nutrition. She doesn't overdo it, she doesn't underdo it. It's a really dialed thing. But I mean, I don't say this lightly. What? Sorry,
Yeah,
what
and
was that?
Robbie, I'm about moderation. It's like one of those things. It's like if you take something away, what's the one thing that you want? That thing that you took away.
Yeah.
So it's like if you try to be too strict, then that's like can have the reverse effect because then you're being so strict, you're not getting enough calories in. It's like you need the fats and you need like a little bit of something for the metal aspect. I'm big at rewarding myself. Like I swam yesterday and my reward was to go and get a cinnamon roll afterwards.
So you
These
should.
little things that you do that like, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be something that's like, oh my God, I hate this because I've got to really, really focus. It's like moderation to me is such a rule that you should live by.
Well, I've never said no to nachos.
I will say one thing I do encourage people to do is, if you do want to learn about the biomarkers, like what Mark said, like it's not always, I call it like blood tracking, not blood testing. Like it's not a test. You don't pass or fail. This isn't like checking if you have cancer or something like that. It's not like you go to bed every night and you test whether you did a good sleep and you wake up and you're like, yes, I passed my sleep or whatever it might be. Like, don't think about it in that way. Like run experiments, try different things. And see what impact it has on your body, see how your inflammation goes up and down, see what, fueling during your workouts does to your cholesterol profile or not, see what fasting in the morning versus not fasting in the morning. I'm not saying one's better or not, but I prefer not fasting, just me personally. But like, it's just really see what works for your body because you watch all these like health and fitness influencers and whatnot, but everybody just genetically is very different and the things that work for you are different. So you need to really understand yourself personally and just really dive into what works for you in that sense.
Can I say that I hate the influencers, the health influencers? If I see in my algorithm, if I see another dude with his shirt off, like just doing something, I don't, whether it's cooking or like,
don't talk about Mark
I'm just like, dude, oh my gosh.
I'll send you some later, Goddard.
Yeah,
I got some
there you
for you.
go. But I want to, before we leave, I also want to iterate to Team Zoot and all you age group athletes. Like, I think we do this, and I've said this before, we do this a lot, right? So Robbie made a good point. It's like you're tracking yourself, right? It's just you, right? You're trying to do what's best for you, and don't look at Mark Strava and try to be like, oh, I didn't run as much as he did. Like, don't look at MJ's time in New Zealand. Like these, in a good way, you guys are mutants, okay? So you have.
It's so funny you say that. It's like everyone assumes that it comes easy, and when you get older, it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Work on it, but like it's all that experience that you decide. How much am I willing to use of that knowledge? Like every day your body is telling you something. And it's like, how are you going to use that knowledge to make yourself better? And that's the way, like, I think of stuff all the time. Like, what is my body telling me today? Do I need a day off? Do I need more protein? Do I need a little more carbs? How's my energy level? All those sort of things. They're just good, simple decisions that you can make every day.
Yeah. So, well, I'm gonna thank you guys all for joining. I'm really looking forward to this partnership. Team Zoot, ask questions, email in. We'll do some more. We added Rythm to the PDF for the discount, guys. But they are giving away a free year of testing to you guys. So click on that link in the email. It's fun, and it's pretty good to try to dial yourself in. Speaking of, I'll leave it at this though, because I've thrown this challenge out to 2 of our professional athletes, and now I'm going to offer it to a 3rd athlete on the roster. Is Mr. Mark Dubrick, since you're racing St. George, and myself also racing St. George. So I currently have what do you have a targeted finish time for St. George? No. Okay.
Good answer. Good answer,
Yeah,
Mark.
no time.
Okay. Well, I just based this off because Sam Long has a course record there currently, and it was like I want to say it's 3:39. So, and he's also racing, right? Maybe you could run him down again like he did in the Quinta that one year. That'd be dope, you know. But I'll give this to you. There is a place in St. George. It's called Wood Ash and Rye. It's at a hotel right in the center of town, and they make a very good, very expensive smoky old fashioned. And if you're up for it, this is my bet to you. If I come in within 2 hours of your finish time, you owe me an old fashioned. And if it's the vice versa, I owe you one.
All right, you got a deal. I'll be there for 2 weeks with Nick Chase. So before
you'll
get
test it
there
out
early,
before.
we can do a race as well, and or just the race day 2 hours. That works too.
There we go. Okay, it's on like Donkey Kong. Like, let's go. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, we really appreciate it, and you guys, thanks for taking the time to come join us. You're awesome. Team Zoot, we love you. If you guys are local in the San Diego, South Orange County, Team Zoot SoCal area, we are doing a Team Zoot ride tomorrow. MJ, if you want to join, we're rolling out from the Starbucks in Carlsbad at 8 o'clock.
We'll probably see you out there. I have a little group going out as well.
Okay,
Which
cool.
direction are you heading? North or south?
I don't know. I just show up and follow everyone. I just do what I'm told. Just like at home, I just do what I'm told. I'm here. I'm, whatever. But I look forward to it, and I'll keep you guys updated myself on my Rythm stuff, and maybe I'll share because I don't care what I'm low on. I got my low testosterone levels, and if they're coming up, all that kind of stuff. So
I
really
just want to add one thing at the end, just because you guys are mentioning Oceanside and St. George and stuff. We are going to continue to do the live test booths at different events. So if you're not sure and you want to, meet us in person and do it on the spot, we also offer some pretty big discounts at the events to do it because we don't have to ship it to you and whatnot. So we will be at Oceanside. We'll be at St. George as well. I'll come in for an old fashioned. If Mark makes it happen, I'll cover. If Mark Goodard can go under the 2 hour mark, I'll pay for both.
I'm gonna get hammered. I'm gonna get hammered that night.
But yeah, feel free to drop by. And thanks for your time, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, check it out, everybody. We really appreciate it. Have a safe and healthy weekend, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.